نعم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن سار على نهجه إلى يوم الدين. Our dear brothers and sisters, viewers of Noor Media, we welcome you back to our third podcast concerning the Islamic perspectives about different issues that rotate within our life. I'm not alone in the studio. As usual, I'm with my brother Sheikh Yusuf. I beg that you say salam to our viewers.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That is our brother Sheikh Yusuf Zaky from Egypt. Today we are discussing a topic concerning the rights of a husband towards a wife, because after looking that a wife has a rights that she has to receive from a husband, what about the husband? What is his rights that he's supposed to receive from a husband? Because Islam made a balance between the two. Being a family doesn't mean that one has to be higher than the other one, or one has to be catered for alone, but it catered for both the sides. So, Sheikh Yusuf, help our viewers to understand or to know or to enlighten more about the rights of a husband towards a wife.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
We have a very good example of that issue of marriage, of the rights, the duties, which came from the Sahaba radwanullah ta'ala alayhim, the Salaf, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as our big teacher. And when it comes to the husband, it's not easy to call everyone as a husband, because some people, they just talk about the rights when they forget their duties, and some other people, they just accomplish their duties when they don't know their rights. So there is something in between which made a gap to have peace inside that environment, that community, which is family community,
the one that we call a home.
Home, not a house.
Yes.
Because you may live with someone inside some walls with a door, so we call it a house. But when you feel home, it means you feel welcomed, you feel
the peace,
comfortable, you feel peaceful, you are not disappointed in somehow, and a lot of other things, as you know. And the man, I mean the true Muslim husband, has some rights on the woman. And as we mentioned in the last series or the last episode, that a right goes side by side with a duty.
Yes.
So you have to get that balance between the right and the duty at the same time.
Yes.
So number one, one of the husband's right is al-qawamah. Al-qawamah, it's a word in Arabic which means feeling appreciated, feeling that you matter. You are not just for nothing. No, if you say a word, you are listened to.
You are important.
You are important, and your right is already there. And if you say a word, it's listened and it's done.
So meaning that you are recognized in a home.
Exactly.
Like a man.
Actually, I was searching for that word in my mind, which is recognition.
Yes.
Al-qawama. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Which the meaning itself, it has to get with recognition of each other. So I recognize my wife as a wife, and she recognizes me as her man. So this is number one, which is recognition. You feel that your decision matter. Your decision matters to the family, and your word is listened by your wife and your kids.
So on that very point, in a home where we have a wife and a husband, if Islam is giving a right to a man to be recognized, to be listened to, if this lady that I'm holding within my house doesn't listen to me, doesn't recognize me, so it implies that this woman is committing a sin.
True. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, من باتت وزوجها عليها غضبان لعنتها الملائكة حتى تصبح. Whoever, he means ladies,
Yes.
makes her husband angry at night, angry and getting disappointed because of her, the malaika will curse her until morning. It's a very big meaning, my brother. Very big. Even we call it nashes in Arabic,
Yes.
which means she is disobedient. So you feed her, but let's talk about a good husband. You feed her, you give her the medicals, you give her dressing ups, you take care of her, you make peace in the house, you try your level best to show her that you love. Not just you take care, no, you love her.
You love her.
And at the same time, she's disobedient. It's a very bad meaning. It's a very bad situation for a woman to be like that.
So for our mothers there who are viewing this video on Nur Media should understand that among the rights of a husband that he has to receive from them as mothers, as women, as wives, it is to be recognized.
Exactly. And it will complete number 2 of the rights, which is at-ta'ah. Yes, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the best thing in this life is الزوجة الصالحة. The best this is the paradise on earth. You know that?
Of course.
So if you need to try that kind of paradise in Islam, before you die, before you go to Firdaus, so may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us together in it. So Allah Azza wa Jalla can give you a good wife who is obedient. And not to be obedient in every and each thing as if you are just
taking
someone for granted or no, you have to discuss, you have, because as you remember, we have husnul ishra, peace in life, peace in the house. Let me just change the word house into home.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it supposed to be called a home? Because a house, it is any other building, but with a home, that's where we live peacefully. That's where we live with harmony, where everyone is recognizing each other.
So, al-qawama, feeling recognized or recognition.
Yes.
At-ta'ah, obedience. In halal, not in haram.
Yes.
You got my point? So, if the husband tells you to do something which is haram, say no. No, say a big no to him, and this is halal.
There it is okay.
Yes,
But
as long as he's ordering you to do something haram, so you can say no problem.
But with halal, you just have to accept.
And number 3, which is اختصاص الزوج بالزينة. Because you know that in Arabic it means in English doing, beautifying, or dressing good, smelling good for your husband, not for other people. That's why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in the hadith, أيما امرأة استعطرت فمرت بقوم ليجدوا ريحها فهي زانية. Whoever of a woman, a lady, who beautifying and doing makeups and things for other people, not the husband, with that intention, whenever someone sees her, she is zaniya. It's a big meaning.
So does that imply that our wives should come back on board to understand that all these provisions that we give them, they have to be in line with beautifying themselves for us?
For the husband.
The husbands.
Exactly.
Not for the public.
Yes, because you see, let's imagine that you have a piece of gold. And that gold is really expensive. How can you protect it? As a human being, just forget about that we are Muslims. How can you keep this piece of gold safe?
Of course, I have to hide it.
You hide it and?
I have to protect it.
You cover it.
You cover it.
You close it in a box.
Of course,
and this box you take it.
I even create some security.
Aha! Even you hire a guard.
Of course.
That's exactly what we want in Islam. Being jealous from the side of the woman up to the husband is something good.
Yes.
And being, but I mean not too much, because too much good is bad.
With a limit.
Yes, with a limit. And I mean, when it comes to the other side, which is a woman has to be jealous with limitations, that shaitan is not entering in between. And at the same time, the husband should be jealous. How come you let your wife, whom you accept to be slept with, whom you accept to be inside one home, inside one house, to go in a full beautification for some people, they are not yours?
Outside their home.
How come? That's why, subhanallah, whenever I see someone with short jibs and with short clothes, the body is what, I say, subhanallah, if she has a real man, he cannot allow her, even if he's not a Muslim.
Of course.
Even if he's not a Muslim, because this is a matter of manhood. It's not a matter, you see, let me give you a very good example. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to punish Adam alayhi salam, what did he do to him?
He took away Hawa.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them naked. Can you imagine? So it's a punishment to be naked and you show your body to people.
So this should go back to our mothers and sisters, that those who walk half naked, who bring out their sides of the body that should be private to their husbands, they're in a punishment.
Exactly, because everyone looks at your body is having sayyat and you have the same.
You get the sins.
Yes, because you are the reason. You are the source of that. So number one, al-qawama, feeling recognized inside the house. Number two, to feel that you are listened to. الطاعة, obedience. And number three, اختصاص الزوج بالزينة. A woman beautifies herself in a very good way only for the husband,
not for the public.
Yes. And number four, عدم الخروج من البيت إلا بإذنه. She cannot go out until she take the permission out of the husband. This is one of the rights. And a man, a real man, cannot allow the woman, especially these days. You understand what I'm saying when it comes to these days?
Yes.
In that.
Now,
so,
with that terminology of these days technology is going far better. Now, in a situation whereby a lady would like to move out on a given aspect, and then he's in a position to call the husband, and the husband may be where he is, he's not responding. And what is the Islamic guidelines of this lady concerning the aspect or the issue she would like to get done with outside the home?
Okay, it's a good question, but I will just speak as a husband.
Of course.
If it's an urgent thing, it's an emergency, and I'm not around, my phone is off or whatever, what is my wife? He said, we reach an agreement that if this happens one day, that you have an emergency, and I'm not picking the phone or I don't have my phone, you will call my mother to go with you. You will call my father to go with you. You will call your brother to go with you whenever you are going.
Not moving out alone.
Alone. It's not allowed.
Because that one might push her to another direction.
Exactly. And you see, even in Arabic proverb, we say, إِنَّمَا يَأْكُلُ الذِّيبُ مِنَ الْغَنَمِ الْقَاصِيَةِ, which means a wolf cannot eat the sheep when it's in groups.
So it
takes
looks for the other one which is out of the group, which is alone.
Exactly. So when she moves alone, so it's easy for those people. To disturb her, to take her, to make shaitan to be in between, and you understand what I'm saying. And if you imagine that, let's talk like human nature and human being. I cannot disturb a woman if she has even a kid with her.
Of course, it becomes insane.
Yes.
Oh.
You see, this is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us these teachings to protect ourselves, our family, and our society. You understand?
I understand that.
So now let's go to number 5, which is عدم الإذن بدخول البيت لمن يكره, which means a man has the right to say who can enter my house, who cannot. If a man is feeling something bad from someone from the woman family, and he said, please don't bring this person to my place, she has to obey, she has to accept it 100%.
Even if it is in line with the family of the woman.
Exactly, even if she is her sister.
As long as she feels unsafe, or he feels unsafe with that person.
Yes.
He feels uncomfortable with that person.
Exactly, because we have to be open when it comes to that issue. Maybe a man is seeing something that he cannot describe to the woman. It happens. And we listen to many stories about the sisters-in-laws, the brothers-in-laws. You understand my point, that we have a lot of bad things.
With the information with us, with our heads, but we cannot explain to them.
Exactly.
But
so you just say, you know what, I feel that I want to be more comfortable. I want to go with shorts inside my house, but I can't do that when this person is coming. That I feel that he's or she is having bad eyes, evil, what? So what do you think if we just keep away from that person? So you do it, you say no, but in a gentle way.
So it is among the rights of a man to disclose to a woman whoever he doesn't want him or her to come to his home.
And she has to accept it. She has no choice.
It is part of his rights.
It's his right, and he can't leave it. And if the woman is just opposing or denying his right, he has to complain to the family. He has to go in the process to teach her. He has to just leave her in bed. He has to do this and this in process. Because this is the right.
But that one, it is a very challenging aspect. If it is among the rights of a man to decide who comes at home and who doesn't come at home. So that calls for the other point where we said that we need to bring up our women to come to the knowledge of Islam. Because it is not very easy to find a sister having a fellow sister who is married to a given family, but she would like to come frequently. Every now and then she comes to your house. Why? Because the other one was a friend to her. And then eventually you find it uncomfortable for this person to frequently come to your home. So I'm seeing some kind of hardship for the women to accept that.
It will come with time and teaching. And as I told you, reaching an agreement. You be clear. Because if you cannot speak freely inside your house, it means you don't have a home, you have a house. You have a shelter.
You are having a shelter with no peace.
Yes. So you have to talk freely inside your house. And when it comes to the next one, which is المحافظة على ماله وتجارته أو وتدبيره. One of man's rights towards the woman, which she has to accept and she has to do, is to save the money for the man, just not to spend on useless things.
Extravagant.
So because we see some women, she can get a dress for like £10 or 10,000, but when the money is not hers, and when the money is, she doesn't care, she can bring something with the same quality, with the same thing from a big mall, because just it's in the mall,
it's about
for 70,000 or £70, because she doesn't care. And that's haram. This man is suffering, dealing with bad people every now and then to get something to save to you and the family. So you have to be kind-hearted.
So it is part of the rights of a man for the woman to be considerate in terms of spending and the wealth at home. Because we said that Islam gave a right to a lady to receive from a man in terms of provision. But she doesn't have to be extravagant, she has to be considerate. Whereby, if something is not that much important, she can choose to leave it.
True.
Not to buy it.
That's true.
Not to request for it.
Also to search in a good price. So, because this is how it is supposed to be. Between some people, they are in love, not in contact only, just in love. And that's how we build. You see, sometimes when you feel that your partner, I mean your wife, is just taking care of your money, taking care. She's trying hard to support you. You can give her whatever she wants because now she has an account of trustworthiness. So you can live, you can take care of her, even you can leave her your money when you feel satisfied and you feel happy because you know her that she's not going to go badly with your money. It takes time and it needs someone who has iman,
which gives comfort.
Exactly, and peace.
Wow, mashallah.
So the last thing that the rights of a man upon his wife is الحفاظ على شرفها وعفافها. A woman is supposed to be with one man.
Of course.
Naturally.
By default.
Naturally. So one of the rights is for a woman to preserve, I mean it, preserve her body and her feelings to be with only one man. Because whenever you buy a sweet, even if it's the best sweet on earth,
yes,
but it's eaten by one person, it will enter history because no one can afford it. It's only one person. But whenever you give this sweet to every and each one to eat some of it, the sweetness will
change.
Even it will go away. There is no sweetness.
It becomes useless.
Exactly, because it will reach an end when there is no sweetness. This is nature. It's not only about Islam. Islam is the religion of nature, about communities, societies, politics, everything. So this is a part of being preserved with only one man.
So she has to keep herself for only one person who gave her the mahar, who decided to live with her,
who decided to support her, to provide her, to take care of her and the kids, to pay the bills, to everything. So you have to be okay. Let me tell you about things that both of them are supposed to do side by side.
And I was coming to that aspect, that are we having some of the rights that a man needs to get from a wife, and even on the same side, the wife has to receive from a man, being that it's
a combining
both
factors,
yes,
or this is like what we call mutual
yes,
factors.
Yes.
Okay, number one, الاهتمام بحسن المظهر. Both of them should dress properly and smell good
for each other.
Number one,
mashallah,
a husband and a woman. Number two,
yes,
غض البصر. غض البصر, not looking at each and everything,
not moving all around, going and looking to each and everyone.
Yes,
keep your eyes down.
A man is ordered to be that, and the woman is the same.
But on that very aspect, to a man who has read the Holy Quran, he will ask a point that if I keep my gaze down, how will I look for the mathna wa thulatha wa ruba'?
It will come, but you just be fair with the one.
Wallah,
it will come. So, and number three, عدم الخلوة بالأجانب. Like you don't go with people alone. A woman cannot let someone she's calling a friend or BO or OB, old boy or old girl, to be alone and say, we hug because she's like my sister, she's like my... We don't have that in Islam.
So we don't have something like bringing something close that is not the exact thing.
Yes.
To say that this OB is like my brother.
We don't have likes.
This Ogi is like my sister. We relate too much.
We don't have something like something. Whether it's halal, whether it's haram. The one between is munafiq.
So both
just
of
take
them,
it like it.
Both
like
of them,
it
is lying on both sides.
Yes.
No being alone with someone
exactly.
who is not a wife or a husband.
And also استماع كل منهما للآخر والاستمتاع به. Everyone should enjoy the sweetness of each other.
The handling
in Islam. The food of each other, the dressing, the intercourse of each other, the bid with each other, the building future with each other, everything together, hand by hand.
So everyone should consider another one in all aspects.
All.
Not looking at him or herself alone. Everyone should consider another one.
Exactly.
Which makes a better home.
Home, not a house.
Not a house.
Okay. And the next one, which حفظ الأسرار, keeping secrets inside and never let them out.
La ilaha illallah.
This is one of the best qualities you may find in a girl or you may find in a man. Not complaining outside. So you make this house as if it's a prison of secrets.
La ilaha illallah. And that one is killing the homes of people.
I'm telling you, whenever you are sharing a problem with someone,
people
it gets bigger.
Avail problems, challenges that they have found in their houses to other people outside their homes, and it is killing the culture of marriage.
That's true. And also المشورة وتبادل الآراء, consulting each other. What's next? That's why whenever I have sisters, and whenever someone is coming for proposals or just khidbah, I'm telling my sister, you ask him, what will you do in the future? What do you want?
What are your goals?
Yes.
What are you expecting?
Yes, because if you know how he is thinking and the way he is planning, then you can
understand it.
And even trusting. Trust comes with time. And it needs each one to be like not faking things. You have to be yourself. Because if you fake things, you will suffer. You will suffer alone.
You start blaming
exactly
the day you made a choice.
That's true. And even the next one, which is the last one, the mutual factors that from the side of the husband and the side of the wife is التعاون المادي والمعنوي. Cooperating financially, physically, and mentally. This is one of the best things, and we have a good story about that, about Sayyida Khadija, the mother of believers, that when she supported the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with her money when he was poor. And we have a good example of that with Sayyida Aisha, the mother of believers, when she supported the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam by feelings. That's why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Allahumma inna hadha qasami fima tamluk. فيما تملك ولا أملك, that he pointed to his heart and he said Aisha is here. So a woman is supposed to just support if she can, mentally, motivationally, physically, emotionally, financially, because now you are on the same boat. You have to reach that safe bank of the river together safely. This is how you build a home, not a house. So
Islamically, with the cooperation, we look at the support. We look at the backup everyone gives each other, financially, socially, mentally, or psychologically. Everyone has to be or to stand there for each other to see that a home is still standing.
Again, it will come with peace that you create.
Thank you very much, Sheikh Youssef. We are very grateful to host you on Nur Media with such a very beautiful and wonderful words that you're giving us in line with the Islamic teaching. Our dear viewers, we are on Nur Media, where you find all the Islamic teachings in different aspects. Today we are talking about our families. What are the rights that a husband has to receive from a wife? And you as a wife, what are the mutual rights that are supposed to be recognized on your side as a wife and on your side as a husband to make a better home? When you look through all these aspects, it is pushing us back to build our religion, to be standing Muslims, to keep ourselves in line with Islam, because it is the only aspect that is going to support us to gain the big reward of Jannah in front of our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, Sheikh Youssef, I beg that you give us a very standing, firm word that could help the families that are holding these cultures within their houses.
I cannot put something better than Allah's words.
No.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I need every brother and sister to go and search, even on Google, even AI or whatever you are using for searching, or you ask your imam of the mosque about what is the meaning of وعاشروهن بالمعروف.
ما شاء الله.
Of the side of the woman and the side of the man. وعاشروهن بالمعروف.
If they understand that,
everything will be very peaceful.
And it will be in line with Islam.
بإذن الرحمن.
بارك الله فيك وجزاك الله خيرا.
اللهم آمين.
Our dear viewers, that has been our guest, Sheikh Youssef Zaky from Egypt, trying to give us more enlightenment about the Islamic guidelines in line with our daily life. Thank you for being on Nur Media. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you the best, because if you keep on viewing our media platforms, we get the courage to bring more episodes, more podcasts about these Islamic teachings. Thank you very much. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.